And Philip said, If thou believest with all thine heart, thou mayest. And he answered and said, I believe that Jesus Christ is the Son of God.
Unto the remission of sins, and unto his resurrected life, in the name of the Father, and the name of the Son, and the name of the Holy Ghost.
We've chosen to live this way, to express it this way. And, you know, there are other Christians, there are other ways to do it, but this is the best way, or in many ways, it's easier this way.
Because a lot of decisions are already made for us.
Yeah.
And we don't have to make those decisions new every day.
We would say it's more restrictive to live with all the fear and guilt of a person who's not following the Lord, of, you know, being driven by those doubts and worries. No absolutes in life, no foundation to come back to, no sovereign God to trust in.
Right. People think that we're restricted and they're free, but the fact is they're serving the devil. I mean, they have a lot of restrictions on them too. They just can't see it because they're blinded to it. God is such a perfect designer.
We go and see a beautiful estate with all these fine castles and whatever. We obviously recognize that somebody built that. Mm-hmm. Immediately we perceive that somebody built that. But then why does it change when we look at all these mountains and we look at each other and we say, oh, well, no, there was no designer. Oh, no, it just happened with a big explosion. It doesn't make logical sense.
Yeah.
Pop those doors open. Too hot here.
We thank you for this food. Bless the kind heart and hands prepared it. Bless our visitors as we visit together. Come in, come in, come in. Welcome.
Thank you. Good evening.
Hello there. Hello. We would say that we believe that we can exemplify the Christ spirit better by dressing plain than by following the constant fashion change in our society.
I'm glad that I have the freedom not to wear makeup, for instance, and not to have to spend a lot of time on my hair, because it frees me to do other things that are more important to me.
Yeah, it's very freeing to, you know, when I decide what dress I'm going to wear, I usually decide based on what's clean, and, you know, that's about all I have to pick from.
At this point, it looks like I'll stay. So I have to
TV is not something that River Brethren approve of. What we would call worldly amusements, we would oppose. I personally would not want to go to a theater. For one thing, I don't want to support that Hollywood industry, which I think is very ungodly.
At this point, it looks like I'll stay. So I have to It does bother me that people think of children as something they can either choose to have or prevent themselves from having. I don't like that mentality. I like to think of children as a gift from God, and that He would give as many as He chooses to a married couple. And of course, sexual relations outside of marriage is wrong to begin with, but you know, people do it. But then that's another question. As far as feminism in general, there's women who have those attitudes. It's such a selfish attitude that I think persons who think that way will always be unhappy. And sometimes I feel sorry for them. Other times I feel like they're a disgrace to womankind.
We're very vulnerable, and yet when I really think about what it would be like to leave, I feel really lonely and disconnected. And you know, I know it would be very traumatic. I'm content to stay where I am.
Okay, let's pray. Father, again, as we launch out in our class today, we thank you for your faithfulness down through the years. We thank you for each of the kids bringing us here from the weekend. Just bless each one now. As we reflect again on John Wycliffe, may his life, the other world was more important than this. Now it shifts, and this world becomes important in the Renaissance, and the other world, the heavenly world, fades into the background. Okay, most scholars are saying any religion's okay. You can be a Buddhist, you can be a Muslim, you can be a Hindu, doesn't matter. Well, we believe that the Bible says that Jesus came to save mankind, and he sent his disciples into all the world to preach the gospel. And therefore, we cannot say that other religions are okay. And that makes us look very narrow-minded in many people's eyes. They think we're just stupid, narrow-minded people. We would hope that we would be able to help them see the Christian message and the importance of becoming a follower of Jesus Christ. Yeah. To be very honest, that'd be a purpose of the school.
Open it.
We can travel anyway but plane. The reason for that is because, how I can say this, because we would be traveling all the time if we would be permitted to fly. And our church is pretty much, vacations ain't necessary.
Vacations for pleasure.
For pleasure ain't necessary. But I still want to fly someday.
If it was...
What means being disciplined?
Making confession in the church. In front of the whole church. Not just to the minister. Not just to the bishop. You have to do it in front of the whole church. That's still my dream, to fly on one of them big jets. Oh man. I would just, that's my dream. I love to go to an airport and just stand there and watch. It's really, the planes that fly over back and forth here is, every time I see one, I was like, oh man, I wish I'd be me in there.
So if the bishops tomorrow say, okay, TV everywhere, would you do it?
Everybody'd have a TV. Everybody. Every Amish household would have a TV.
No, you shouldn't say every.
Well, if the bishop would say we're allowed the TV,
If the hypothetical...
they'd say to more, you're allowed electricity. Well, I'd soon call an electrician to get this house wired.
But see, we have...
We'll sit down and watch a good video at a friend's house somewhere or something. If it's a good video, we'll sit down and watch it. I don't see anything wrong. Titanic, I loved it. I love the movie.
Sit down, 48, 18, 18, high!
24, 18, sit down, 48, 16, high!
Sit down, 48, 18, high!
Hey, stick with your men, stick with your men!
It's up to you.
Come on, Steve Junior. Come on, talk to me or we can get some money tonight.
I don't know, I just think
Steve Junior.
Yeah, it's alright.
Tell him to be here. Who we playing?
Seahawks.
Again?
Just
play third time.
Yeah, bring it on. I'll play.
There's like 4 Amish teams here and 4 non-Amish teams, so it's pretty cool. We got our butts kicked tonight, but it's pretty good.
That's the game.
That's the game. That's it. Football. It gets pretty rough out there. I mean, I'm beat up and get sore and what.
Is there a special name for that time?
We call it running around, but that's what it is. So it's cool.
When you're 16, you can have a little bit more privileges, You can dress more how you want to. And, yeah, you can have a lot more stuff. And I mean, it's not like you're allowed to, but people don't make a big fuss about it once you're 16 for some reason. Try to take advantage of it because, you know, you're supposed to quit that, you know, once you get married. So yeah, a lot of people enjoy it while they can.
And did you ever took drugs yourself?
Yeah, I took drugs, right, yeah. I used to been 2 or 3 years ago, but no, I'm not in it anymore.
And what type of drug was it?
There's all kinds of marijuana, cocaine. That's basically the two main ones among the Amish. You don't see any heroin or nothing like that, but it's marijuana and cocaine is what it is. Marijuana mostly. When you get to the parties, weekends and stuff, I mean, it's right there. And I mean, a couple beers under your belt, what you know what to do. I mean, it's right there, so you help yourself and do what you want with it. So.
What was radically different was that the suspects, the family, and the friends all cooperated immediately upon being approached. Whereas we're typically met with resistance and deceit, legal maneuvering to defeat our efforts, the Amish community, including the suspects, from the very first time I interviewed them, readily acknowledged their misdeeds and were willing to accept whatever punishment came their way.
And how did the community reacted?
Well, primarily they voiced their concern, and they came out in substantial numbers to get educated and show their concern for the issue of drugs encroaching on their community, more so than any community in my experience. I mean, we had buildings like the one behind us filled with, you know, 400 or 500 people at a clip who were there to show their concern. And
If you buy something and you lay it down, that they don't have to take it out of your hand. But that's what they uphold. They will not take it from your hand or drive with you. That's their practice. I have overcame pretty much on that one, yeah. I know how to deal with that. Some of them have hard time to deal with that.
Then, of course, Charlie in the back. Uh-oh, Charlie. Emery and Clarence Hur's family from Strasbourg. Here we have the little boys watching again.
Oh, there's me when I was Amish. Did you see me there? Right there I am, with the vest. That's me. No, that's hard for me to believe I was in that setting, you know, but seemed like a dream.
It is.
Seemed like it was a time that wasn't, you know, somehow. I enjoyed my childhood life, very much so. So you don't really have to pity the Amish when they're in that setting. They're enjoying life in their way, you know. They're not, you may think they're really under pressure, they're burdened the way they live, you know. No, they just enjoy it the way they are.
No, now you're more than 2 years older than I am. And there's Martha on the wagon with us.
Well, I just told them that I just don't feel satisfied and I don't understand some of the things what you're, you know, what you're practicing. I told, you know, the bishop that. Well, he said, if you don't understand, let yourself be told. Then I was excommunicated, yeah. Once I decided to leave, yeah. But I feel I made the right choice, so I don't regret that part at all. So you think I should have stayed Amish?
What do you think?
I think I'm all right now, the way I am. Yeah, I think so. I wouldn't have seen Greece and South America, Australia, New Zealand.
Okay, this is the dress part. You'd wear it like this and be pinned in the front. And this part would be on the dress like that. And this is in the front, crossed like that. Some of it was a lot of fun, experiencing new stuff like shopping for new clothes and experiencing all kinds of new things.
Like what?
Like using your vacuum sweeper. You can washer and dryer. You don't have to wash every Monday, you know. You could buy clothes with lace and pastel colors, and, you know, it was just so much prettier than your regular clothes. But as far as, you know, the rejection from your family, it's probably the worst thing to deal with. Well, my dad's a minister, and I came from a family that you would not have left the Amish, you know. So that was just a total shock to them, and because he's a minister and because of the family I came from, they feel like they've got to really shun me.
What about your mother?
Well, see, she's got to shun me just the same way. See, if she didn't, then she could get in trouble. So she's got to shun me the same as everybody else does. And, you know, that to me, that part makes me angry too, because some people, they can leave the Amish and they can go back, they can do everything, and it doesn't matter.
There's basically two kingdoms on the earth. The easier one is the earthly kingdom, which we see all around us. And then there's the heavenly kingdom, which is some people think that it can't be felt or seen, but to us it's very obvious. You know, people are either in one or the other. And I think if you're going to serve the lords of the earth, then you won't be at peace.